This video is for Zebra Shark, a video response to his video called Life. Definitely a glum tone to it. I get the impression and the notion of loss and loss of potential and comparing yourself to the accomplishments of your friends. I have noticed similar observations. My friends who went into the service right after high school or went to college, then on into the service, are now becoming quite accomplished in the military. One being a full colonel, maybe even on his way to general, which would be totally crazy. And another's like a senior chief petty officer. Another's lead petty officer. It's not a fair comparison, though. When I look at my life over the course of the last 10 years, different than yours, but I went from being as a line technician to a department manager to a shop manager. Is the accomplishment of my friend all that different than the accomplishment that I've made? Reason I'm bringing that up is what's fair? What is fair to yourself? Have you grown as a person? Have you improved different things? Were there aspects of your behavior or your health that occurred a long time ago that you've since corrected, that you since know better, and you're a better person for it now? Have you learned more? Have you expanded your education? Where is your mastery? That's the bottom line. Take a martial arts master. Not all martial arts necessarily go up through like a black belt. There's martial arts and gun training, martial arts and in jiu-jitsu, and people are very accomplished in those arts that you can't put a finger on it. The way that you're wearing some symbol on your collar versus just being who you are, allowing yourself to appreciate those 10,000 hours that you spent attaining a mastery. That's all that when our friends are in the military and they have those decorations on themselves, they, that's just an outward display of mastery. And yeah, they get some good benefits and potentially job security, but I don't know how much you talk to your friends lately. In the case of mine, once you get to those levels, it doesn't have the same security that you would imagine. There's so much going on with affirmative action directives and other type. I don't know if they call it affirmative action still, but it's very stressful. And in the case of some of them, they have very large families and they really need that TRICARE, because they couldn't possibly afford it as a civilian. What I'm trying to make is to be willing to examine your life through a fair lens, not just focusing on failure so much as what could be learned from the failure and where you're at with it now. Because it comes back to a quote, I think it was by John Paul II, and it said something along the lines of, don't allow yesterday's sorrow to rob you of today's joy, or don't allow today's sorrows to rob you of tomorrow's joy. Be careful with that, because there's an enemy that whispers in our ear, and it's a liar, and it just wants us miserable. It wants us to abandon all hope. But as Reward Audacity would say, the only reason to abandon all hope would be ye who enter. Because when you go into that cave that has a black flag raised on it, you just need to abandon all hope. Hope this video finds you well, sir. I think highly of you. I appreciate what you do. I appreciate your work on YouTube. I appreciate your efforts to be the best dad you can be. And we'll catch everybody else in the next video.